Welcome to Real BMX Racing the podcast. Today's show is sponsored by 110% Nutrition, Answer BMX, and BMX Connect. With a special shout out to Toby Henderson over at Send It BMX. Today's guest is 1720 women's expert, Kate Sifford. Kate, welcome to the show.
Okay, so for you, where did it all begin?
I started racing when I was 6. My dad started. I started out going to my local track, Goodyear BMX, and I just kind of started riding. My dad was a BMX bike racer in the 80s and when he was young, so that's how I got started into it because he knew a lot about it. So he really wanted me to try it, and I ended up liking it after a long time. Yeah.
Okay. So right now, would you say if you were to race them right now, could you beat them?
Definitely.
Yeah.
He doesn't ride bikes too much anymore, but
So you got them. It's easy. I got you.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So what was your first bike?
It was I think it was a green bike. It was an Intense, I think. It was like all green, like the wheels and everything. And then I had like an all green uniform. It was really cute.
That's pretty cool. Do you still have that frame, or do you wish you still had that frame?
I think we still have the frame. I'm not really sure.
Wow.
I think we still have it. I know I have my jerseys for sure. Like I have all my jerseys from since I was a kid. Yeah.
So right now, who are your current sponsors?
I'm sponsored by Biolab, Send It, Box, and Fly, and Sun and Spokes. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What was it like to get your first sponsorship ever?
Oh, I'm trying to think. My first major team was Alpha, and that was a really big accomplishment for me. Alpha Bicycle. I was on like the national team, so that was when I got like Fly as a sponsor, and then obviously Alpha, which was one of the biggest teams. So it really felt really good. Yeah.
Right. No doubt. Celebration.
Yeah.
So you've been riding the 17 to 20X for a couple of years now, a couple seasons?
Yeah, I'm 19. Yeah.
Okay. So are you looking to turn pro? Have you decided if you're going to turn pro?
I am looking to turn pro, yeah. Hopefully, I'm thinking, I'm not for sure yet. I'm just kind of seeing where I'm headed. I might finish my 1720. I might turn 20 and still stay amateur. So maybe another year. I'm just going to kind of just play it by how confident I feel.
Okay. Right now you're sitting at number 3 for NAG. It's pretty good spot. How you feel about on the second half of the season? You feeling pretty good about everything?
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. I've gone to a couple of races that have boosted my confidence and kind of just been able to be consistent. And I didn't imagine I was going to be kind of high up in NAG like this time of the year, but it really is a good feeling. And I know that I could probably maybe even get farther up there, and we'll just see. Yeah.
No doubt. Do you have a trainer, or you do everything all just yourself?
I've had a couple of trainers. I used to train with Marty Weishart at the beginning of the year. I train just kind of by myself now, but I go to a couple clinics out at Goodyear with Jonathan Medeiros. He trains me a little bit, but I mostly just do things myself. Yeah.
Now, is your dad a factory dad? Is he all hands on deck, or does he kind of just
definitely, yeah. He's probably a definition of factory dad.
Now, do you do your own bike repairs, or is he the one that takes care of your bike?
No, it's all him. He is a very big bike mechanic. He knows lots about bikes, so he's done it forever. He's raced, so he knows like everything there is, which is really good to know.
Right.
I know some things. I need to start learning more, but yeah, he does all of it.
I hear you. Do you change your gears out per track, or you just run the same gear all year long?
It really depends. I guess if it's a shorter track, I don't really tend to go to a lot of like indoor races, but if it is a shorter track, sometimes I gear down, but I usually stay at the same gear. Sometimes I'll train on a little easier gear to work on like more spinning. But other than that, I stay like on the same gear usually.
Okay. When
Yeah.
you're traveling around to doing the nationals and your bike is, I'm assuming you ship your bike with you, or you have it go
Mhm.
ahead with some other friends, or
Yeah, I usually fly with it.
okay. Now, how does
Yeah,
that
and
work
like
out for you? Are you like nervous that they might damage your bike
definitely
or
I've
lose it?
lost my bike a couple of times. Luckily, I've
Oh,
always gotten it
geez.
before a race, but that is definitely really stressful. Flying is stressful, but it's faster and I just try to wrap my bike up very well. I haven't
I
gotten
know.
it
I
damaged
was.
really bad. Just a couple scratches, but never like bad damage.
So I see that. So this weekend was the first weekend that you were out there on the Send frame.
It was, yeah.
How did it feel?
It felt really nice. Yeah, my dad built it up only about a week before I left, so I only had like 2 days on it before the national, but it didn't feel much
Oh,
different than my Supercross. That's what I was on, but I really
right.
enjoy it. Yeah, it's fast.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you manual or do you jump or do you both? Do you do both?
I am better at manualing. I need to get better at jumping, but I can jump. I
Okay.
don't usually do it in a race or anything, but skill is my one thing that I'm like need like most of my help on. Yeah. So I've been
What
working on that.
what's your favorite track?
Um Biased to say Goodyear, which is my home track. I rode there since I've started, but um I really enjoyed the Paris track in California. I just went
Okay.
there like a couple weeks ago. And probably Rock Hill. I know everyone says that one, but that track is
Yeah.
so nice. And
Right?
it lives up to the hype.
Have you ever dropped in from the 8 meter hill on that?
I haven't, no. Yeah.
I mean, I've stood on top looking down and I'm just like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's
But
one of my
and
goals.
honestly, when I first started, I went racing probably early 2020 when COVID was first starting and everything.
Yeah.
So I got back into riding from when I was a kid, and I just
Mhm.
remember like going on Rock Hill, and I looked down, as a I think 40-year-old novice getting back into racing. I had to keep telling myself, if you can see these 8-year-old novices dropping in, dude, you can do it too. And if there's
Oh my
video out there, you can see like when the gate drops, I don't even pedal. I'm just like
God.
hold
Scared
on,
for
man.
your life.
Oh yeah, I just let it
Uh-uh.
roll. Oh my gosh. I was just like, oh my God, nah, I'm not gonna pedal. So,
Yeah, 4
but
years old, that is terrifying.
yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So
My home track is like a 5 meter, I think, and I see little kids on it all the time, and they're so scared. It's
yeah,
big. Like
yeah.
you have to walk out, and then you look down, and it's quite a bit down, ways
Oh yeah.
down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So far, what has been your biggest injury?
Biggest injury, I've knock on wood, I've never broken any bones. Let
Awesome.
me think. I've fractured a rib, and I've fractured my
Okay.
ankle. Honestly, probably just concussions. My biggest, I sliced my finger open. I have a scar in Bakersfield last year. I sliced it completely open. I would say that's my
Wow.
biggest injury. It doesn't sound that bad, but it was really bad, and I had a concussion. So, but yeah, my finger.
Right, right.
I'm blessed to say that, but
So, but
I
how did
have
so how did that
crashed a
happen? How did that happen with your gloves on? Like,
I honestly have no clue. I'm thinking my
well, the concussion.
brake sliced me. We're honestly not sure. I was like going through the rhythm section, and then I just like I don't even know what happens, and I just crashed. Like I didn't even like touch anyone or anything, and I just crashed, and like my finger was sliced open somehow. So
Okay.
yeah.
When coming back from an injury, like, do you
Mhm.
get nervous going through that same spot where you lost it?
No, not really. When you crash like at a national, I mean, sometimes I like if I would crash in like a turn or something, I feel
Mhm.
like the next race I would try to be more cautious of like that turn, like if you slide out or
Right.
if like I just try to be more careful, but I try not to scare myself too much because it's racing and crashes always happen no matter what. So
Right. So
yeah.
what are you listening to get hyped to before you get into a race?
I listen to all sorts of music. I really like 80s songs. I listen to a
Really?
lot, but I listen to like everything. Like I'll listen to like some 2000s rap or even rap now. But yeah, I listen to all different types of music.
Okay, including country? I always ask. I always have to throw
I'm
that
not
one
the
in there
biggest
'cause
country fan. Okay,
I
I'll
mean,
listen to
it's
some
not my
country,
thing,
but
but yeah, I just like to see if
yeah,
that's included in there.
I don't think country hype before a race is my thing either.
Right,
I mean,
right,
there might be
right.
a couple country hype songs, but
No doubt, no doubt. So if they were to make a movie about your life right now, up until now, up in your racing career, what do you think the title would be called?
ooh, like my BMX.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hard. Oh my gosh. Hmm. I really don't know. I don't
We'll
know how
circle
to
back to that
explain
one. Yeah,
it.
no, no problem. We'll circle back to that one. What
Okay, let me think about it.
there we go. What do you do on your downtime?
I let me think. I like to hang out with my friends a lot on my downtime. I don't have a lot of downtime, obviously, but
Right, right.
I try to train a lot, but it's hot in Arizona, so I usually train in the morning or late at night. So in between that
Okay.
time, I like to hang out with my friends or just like watch TV and relax, do some
Right.
recovery.
I
Yeah.
saw that you guys had what the hottest day of the year like last
Yeah.
week or something like
Yeah, every day feels like the hottest day of the year. I it's pretty bad.
Now I'm
Yeah.
from born and raised from California, but I live in North Carolina where it's
Okay.
humid. It's like a hot humid out
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a million times
What is
worse.
the weather? Like, what's the degrees?
Right now it's like 90, 98, 99, but then it says
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels 108,
Yeah, because the humidity, I'm not a big fan of
you know.
humidity.
And it's
Yeah.
amazing because it'll rain really, 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 really hard. And then
Yeah.
like once it stops, within like 10, 15 minutes, everything's completely dry, like it never even rained. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to South Carolina, it was
I
like
was
that.
thinking
And I
probably
was
saw
like,
that.
uh-huh. I was like, it's so weird how like the different weather is. We're in like monsoon season right now. So a monsoon has been hitting us like at least like once or twice a week. So
Oh
that hasn't
geez.
been very fun. Yeah, it's dirty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Were
Mhm.
you out here for Worlds? Was it a
Yeah,
couple
I
months ago now?
was. Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you got through your first moto and that was probably about it.
Yeah, I did cruiser. I ride my cruiser. I was able to do cruiser, and then I had my Wednesday got canceled.
For class.
That challenge day got canceled
Right.
after our 3 rounds, our 3 motos.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but my cruiser, I got world number one. So
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
So yeah, you can't. You know what I mean? It's like that's the thing that sucks about like this next year is like the way that they ended it, and people who got like the plates or
Mhm.
whatever, people are gonna look at
Yeah,
them and just kind of be like, "Yeah, I don't really know if that's a true number for you." Because
I know. Yeah, that's
I
definitely.
mean, I mean, I'm gonna be honest though. If I would have gotten a plate, I'd have been like, "I don't care what you say, that's mine."
Oh yeah, all my girls, I got World 7. I run my plate, and all the other US girls that got world plates run world plates. We still
Yeah,
got really good times, and I think we
right,
deserve it, but it
right,
is kind of it's yeah.
right.
Everyone
No, I
knows
get
what
it.
happened, and
Yeah, it's out of your
yeah.
control. It's one of those things
Mhm,
like we're so used to Rock Hill just being like, all right, we're gonna wait and then run it
mhm.
that
Yeah.
you forget it's a whole
Uh-huh.
nother organization, and so they
Mhm.
do it differently. So it is what it is,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're mad that they ran when it rains, and then
Mhm.
when they cancel it, you're mad. So it's like a no-win situation for both ways, you know. So
Yeah,
I
I went
get it.
to the national Oh, sorry.
No, good.
I went to the national in March. It was in Rock
Mhm.
Hill. Like,
Right.
and we were literally there till like 11:30 at night. Like they were running them, and then they
I
were
would
finally
say,
were like, okay,
yeah.
we'll finish them the next day. But like
Right.
it
I
was
was there
still
because they
late
had
at
the
night.
curfew.
Yeah,
And what made me
exactly.
mad about that was I think I ran my moto and I was good. and or decided to go second round or something. And I came back like an hour and a half later, and I'm literally pulling in the parking lot, and I'm sitting in the car for like 10 minutes, and I see everybody leaving, and I'm thinking, oh, these people are getting motoed pretty. Like, there's a lot of people leaving.
That's a lot of people.
Right. And so I just walked over to the tent, and I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, oh, they just called it. We're going to continue this tomorrow. And I was like, you guys didn't know that 3 hours earlier? Like, you could have told us that, hey, if we're not done by 11:30, we're going to continue it tomorrow. Because then I'd have been like, ain't no way I'm going to get mine up there by that time, So I was kind of mad because I'm old. I'm usually in bed by 8 or 9. So I'm like, man, you got me up. Like, so it wasn't cool for me. But so how many times did you race Rock Hill? Did you do Rock Hill the last couple of seasons? Okay.
No, just this year was my first time going. I went to the National in March and then Worlds. Yeah.
Okay. So being that you managed to get your titles this year, does that mean that you are looking to go to, is it Denmark next year?
Yeah, I think so. I really would like to go to Denmark, so we'll see. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I got see. So you remember when Worlds was in Paris? I think it was last year or the year before.
Yeah,
maybe it was 2 seasons ago. So my girlfriend was like, if you qualify, I'll pay for your trip. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, if you qualify, I'll pay for the whole trip. So I was like, well, okay, let's go. So we did it, and like I got to the second round where there were 16, but they were only taking 8 because it was that second year to COVID. So they were taking 8 from here and then 8 from California or whatever. So I got to the 16, and it just started to rain a little bit too much for me. I mean, they raced. Yeah. I sure didn't do it. Nah, I'm good. So I pulled out. I was like, yeah, no, I'll try again next year. But my girlfriend knew. She like looked at me too. She's like, you're not gonna go out there, are you? I'm like, hell no.
Yeah, that was probably a smart idea though.
All right. I'm like, I'm too old. I'm fragile now, so I just can't do it. But
how was the track? That track looked nice though.
Yeah, it was good, but literally the only reason why I made it to the 16 was because the guy next to me, once we hit the first turn, he like lost it. I mean, he hit hard. Like I felt the ground shake as I was going right past him. I was like, good Lord, that guy's done. So it was like, and now my girl was gonna be like, you're gonna, you might actually do something. And I was like, I don't know about that, but I'm definitely through, because like when that guy fell, I came around the second turn, and I'm thinking, this is my moment. Like I'm going for it. So I'm giving it everything I got right now. And I'm like, yeah. Also, I look to my left, and the guy goes, pew, pew, pew. Like 3 guys just passed me real quick. I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was doing something, apparently. What? My girl was like, yeah, you should have seen you out there. You was actually doing something. I was like, I thought that too until they passed me. So she's like, yeah. So it was fine. Like I realized then, because I just ended up, I think I was just turning into intermediate at the time. Like, so I went from novice to intermediate and was racing everybody else. And they're like, oh, there's not a thing. Like, you be racing experts and all this, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, let's do it. 31 and over or something like that. So it was fun. It was definitely fun. Yeah. But what do you, so when it comes to like, going into a national, do you meal prep?
I wouldn't say like I meal prep. I usually just eat the same things. I eat a lot of just chicken and just lean meat, rice, potatoes. I try to eat healthy. It makes me feel better on the track and off the track. So yeah.
Do you actually eat on race day?
I try to, as much as possible. I know it's hard. I don't really like eating on like that much. I try to eat like a good breakfast, and then that usually like sets me, and then I'll try to eat something like before like my like if I have a semi, or like before my main. Right. Like bananas. Right. I'll eat like a couple bananas here and there, but I'm not a big fan of eating during the day, which is not the best. Yeah, you really should.
I've noticed that. And now I'm like, is it because you guys are all nerves, or you just feel differently when you eat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because a lot of you guys do that.
It's like kind of like a loss of appetite, honestly. I don't really think it would like it's my nerves. I think you just don't have like a high appetite after you're just riding so much.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about that? Like that night, where are you going to eat after? Let's say Friday night.
I would like to eat carbs because carbs are good. So I'll either like go to pasta or I like Texas Roadhouse. Olive
Yeah.
Garden and Texas Roadhouse are me and my dad's go-tos.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So with does your dad like since I'm assuming he goes to a lot of races with you, does he critique you from like moto to moto, like this is what you could have did? This is what you
Not
should do?
really. Maybe when I was younger, but not really now. He'll talk to me about a couple things, but I'll just usually talk to him about what I know that I did wrong because as you get
Mhm.
older, you kind of know what you're doing wrong and what you should like need to do better. So he just
Right.
kind of listens to me and helps me out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Now, does he tell you about it like in his day, like how when we rode dirt tracks, how much different it was?
Yeah, definitely. He gives me all those stories.
I'm gonna be honest, falling on dirt just it is what it is. Like it feels softer
Uh-huh.
than the tracks now.
Yeah.
Like, good lord, when you go
Uh-huh.
down now,
Yeah.
it's a whole
Uh-huh. Yeah,
different
those
thing.
yeah, they look
But
so soft. It looks like there's never been any water on them ever.
right, right. Um, so okay, so then after your first intense bike, like what was your first like major setup?
Um, I would say major like name brand. I had an LDC, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah, I had a white LDC.
okay.
I think, yeah, when I was like 7.
And you rode that for
Yeah.
like a while. Are you on a what size bike do you ride now?
I ride a double XL.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how tall are you?
I'm like a little taller than 5'8".
Okay, so you're one of the taller
Yeah.
ones out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, because when you said that size, I was like, that don't sound right. Because
Yeah.
usually they're like right around 5 foot, 5'3". So where
Yeah.
you guys are, so but yeah, 5'8". That's about right.
Yeah.
It feels comfortable for
Yeah,
you to be out there.
definitely. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you were when you got your new frame, what parts did you take with you?
I took mainly everything except I did get new wheels, but they were like the same. My wheels were just getting super old. And
Mhm.
then I took my forks and like my handlebars. The only thing was like I didn't have disc brakes on my Supercross, so now I have disc brakes. So
Okay.
that's about it. That really changed. I still have my DXR cranks. Still have everything the same except
Okay.
brakes.
So
Yeah.
how are you liking the disc brakes?
I like them. Honestly, I don't really notice that much of a difference, but
Right.
I think they work a little bit better. But yeah, I like them.
They work great in the rain.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I'm gonna
that's the
need to try
biggest
them
thing
out
I
in the
like.
rain.
Right.
Okay.
Because that's how it was. Like literally when it was raining at Rock Hill
Uh-huh.
and I had the carbon wheels, I went to
Uh-huh.
grab a handful of brake coming across the finish line where all the kids were out there handing everything. Man, I was like
Mhm.
a freight train. I'm like, move out of the way. I can't stop. Right. So yeah,
Funny.
the disc brakes definitely like the confidence is there to know when you're gonna grab them,
Okay.
they're gonna
Hmm.
work. So
Yeah.
that's what I like mostly about it.
Yeah.
Um so have you did you actually get to meet Toby?
I have not. No. I've seen him around, but I haven't actually like talked to him like
Okay.
very much, but I definitely need to.
So how did that come around for you to get to on Sendit? Did you approach them? Did they approach you?
I'm just sponsored by Send It. So my team Biolab is sponsored by Send It. So
Okay.
my managers Jaime and Brian, Brian's good friends with Toby. So we kind of
Awesome.
just had like they were friends, so we were just able to get that sponsor. So a couple of
Nice.
the riders on our team rides a Send It.
Okay. That's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think now? So being that you're 19 years old, what do you think your path would be if you weren't in BMX? What would you be doing?
I'd probably I don't know about that. I would be in school still. I'm in college right now, so I'd probably
Okay.
still be in college.
Right.
I might be playing volleyball. I did volleyball for like 7 years, so I
Okay.
kind of ended it once I graduated high school, but I might have been continuing oh my gosh, continuing after high school, but I chose to kind of stick with BMX.
Okay. The bigger
Yeah.
passion there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now would you have considered playing college ball? Because there's college
Yeah,
teams,
I would
right?
have. Yeah.
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 Okay. So what's your major? What are you going for? As of right
My
now.
first year of college, I did nutrition and biology, but now I have switched to business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's
Mhm.
it's a good switch.
Yeah. Kind of
But
everything.
right, right. I mean, my daughter, when she first started, she was going to she wanted to be a teacher. So we were talking
Mhm.
about that, and I was just like, yeah, there's no money in that. You might want a backup plan. And so now
Yeah.
she's in her doctorate program for being like
Oh,
a
wow.
librarian. So
Oh,
she's doing that.
nice.
So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really
But
good.
so when you're training,
Mhm.
do you split it up to where today's gym, tomorrow's bike, or do you do both on the same day?
I usually tend to do both. If I do a gym day, I usually try to do like a bike day, either
Mhm.
go to the track, do sprints, go to the pump track, or even just ride my bike around. But I usually do both unless I have a little more crowded day, then I'll just do one or the other.
Has it ever been too hot for you to go out there and practice, or you're just like, no, this is not happening
Definitely a lot. I have to either get up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and get all my stuff done
right.
before it hits like 10 or it's like
Yeah.
really hot, or I have to go at like 9 at night. Even
You
then
try
it's
to
really hot, but you don't have the sun
yeah.
and it's a little
Right.
more bearable, but it does get challenging in the summer. Definitely.
So what would you tell your younger self? The stuff that you know now, what would you tell your younger self to do different?
Sorry, my
That's all
dog.
right.
I would just honestly just tell her to keep going and work hard. Honestly, yeah.
Now, on your team, would you say you have like are you one of the older ones or one of the younger people on your team?
We have we have definitely a variety. I don't think I'm the oldest. We have a lot of like older like dads. And
Right,
we have
right, right.
um like my team managers, Jaime and Brian, and then we have a couple 20-year-olds, and then we have a lot of younger kids because we have the peak performance team, which is like kind of like the more intermediate team. So there's a
Right,
lot of younger
right.
kids, like beginners on that
Okay,
team, and then the elite team, we have a really good variety there too. We have like a 9-year-old, all ages, honestly.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you mentor any of them or
Um, Not really. I don't really see. I mean, a lot of them live in Tucson, but sometimes we have like clinics out here,
right?
so I'll always help them out if they need it. But
So now that you can jump, but you're working on jumping bigger jumps.
yeah,
How do you now?
definitely.
How would you approach that?
And honestly, I think I just need to be less like fearful and just get out of my comfort zone. Really, I think that's something I just need a lot of work on. So yeah.
Basically, just send it.
Yeah, basically, I just need to send it.
So, I mean, that's good. Like one of the things is, so you've had your concussions, you had your injuries, and
Mhm.
it honestly seems like none of that bothers you when you go out there. Like, you don't think about it. You just do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
basically.
that's pretty good. Like when I crashed and I broke my ribs a few years ago, it took me a while to build up the confidence to want to get back out there and do stuff again.
Mhm, mhm.
So I think it's really cool. And I always ask people like their mental health. How how does how would you say your mental health is coming from an injury back to your training? I guess like you have to take time off from your training and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry, it's definitely hard. You kind of just get in your head, and sometimes you can just get very stressed about like what you think you're capable of again. But I usually just try to relax and
Okay.
just get back to what I know because I've been doing it for so long. that I know that I can get back into training and get back to where
Right.
I was, even however long I've been off. I've never been off too long, but I've been off a couple months, and it definitely takes a while to get back, but just gotta go
Was
for
there
it.
was there ever time that you were like, I want to quit, I don't want to do this anymore?
I don't think there was any times that I completely wanted to quit. No, I've haven't done BMX. I've taken a lot of breaks because of volleyball. So I feel like those have maybe helped me like not
Right.
get so in my head. But
Okay.
yeah, recently, no.
Do you because the thing is, it's the balance. From when I talk to a lot of professional
Mhm.
riders, it's always training, racing, more training, thinking about racing. So do
Mhm.
you find ways to just be like, I need to cut time in for myself to enjoy what I do?
Yeah, I definitely do. I enjoy training and working, going to the gym. But I really do try to. I really think it helps me a lot when I just take time to just focus on myself, kind of away from BMX, even though that is like all I think about. But it's definitely
Right.
important to take time.
What now when you go to the gym, do you do the box jumps?
Yes, definitely. All the box
What's
jumps.
what's your range? How high do you get on those?
I can go. I haven't done like really high box jumps in a while. I can do about like I'm trying to think the last time I've done high. Maybe like 38. I
Wow.
can jump pretty high, but I can maybe even do a little more than that.
Right, right.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. I just figured I'd ask because, like, I see people do it, and like, and I grew up playing basketball, and I always see you guys jumping
Mhm.
on that. I'm like, I wonder if you guys could dunk a basketball since you
Yeah.
guys can jump so high.
Yeah.
The when so you're training and everything, I'm trying to put it all together. So when you're training
Mhm.
and you're figuring out like this is what I want to do, you're obviously breaking down your muscle group, especially since you
Mhm.
went to college for a little bit of that, so you understand how
Yeah.
the muscle groups work and all that stuff.
Mhm.
When you do that, do you break it down as these muscles will help me with, I guess, controlling the bike more or more explosives? Do you think in terms of like putting together your regimen for that on what you need to work on?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I like to break apart my days kind of more of like a plyo day, like working on more of explosive stuff. And then,
Mhm.
of course, just days that you should just work on like strength exercises. So just like common like gym exercises. And then you have the days where you need to do the exercises that are more helpful for BMX, like more explosive and working on more of the muscles that you work in BMX. And like your core is good for your like stability. I love working core. That
Okay.
helps a lot.
Do so have you've done pro-ams before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you
Mhm.
ever like totally fanned out on some people when you're at the pro-am? You're just like looking over like, holy crap.
I haven't done like any this national Utah was my first like national pro-am. I've done a lot of pro-ams in my state, but I
Okay.
haven't really had any like too big of pros, but I've raced like I've been next to like all the girls that are from Arizona that are pros, so I
Right.
fangirl over them all the time.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, they're really fun
All right.
experiences. Yeah.
Who's your favorite, I guess, male pro rider?
Male?
Hmm.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know my favorite male. That's hard. Probably Cam Wood or Cam Larson. I know it's basic. Cam Wood's from Arizona, so I
Oh,
try
well,
to
there you
support the
go.
Arizona riders as much as
Right.
possible.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, now, what
Yeah.
about women?
Probably Delaney Vaughn. I'm a little biased. She is on our team and from
Right.
Arizona, but she's super
Right.
sweet and she's a great rider. I love watching her.
Okay. Just now, do you guys
Yeah.
talk? Does she give you like tips and everything, or you guys go back
Um,
and
I
forth on it?
don't really talk to her that much. No, I
Okay.
when I see her at nationals, I'll talk to her a little bit, but yeah.
You guys are kind of, that's the thing about you guys, right? You riders are like, you're in your own bubble when it's time, when you guys are there, it's like,
Yeah.
because some people are like, man, they look like they're mean. And I'm like, nah, they're in their bubble. They're going in the
Oh, I
zone. Like, I
know.
get it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Mhm.
but that's pretty cool. So, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. Ooh. I love movies. Probably Forrest Gump. I really like Forrest Gump. I know
Wow.
yeah, Forrest Gump. I like Disney movies. Twilight. Trying to
Harry
think.
Potters?
I've never watched the Harry Potters. I
It's all,
know.
every time I look at them, it's on TV, and it's literally always the same movie, same part. So I've never really watched an episode because I always turn
Yeah.
to the TV and I look and I go, "Yeah, it's not that part," and I just go do something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. I never
So
got into Harry Potter.
okay. Now what about the oh my gosh, what's the other one called? I know one of them was called Mockingjay.
Oh, Hunger Games.
There you go. What about those
Yes, I
ones?
love the Hunger Games. I forgot about the Hunger Games. That's one of my favorites too. Yes.
Okay. My girlfriend
Yeah.
my girlfriend got me into those, and then we actually started
Mhm.
watching what is it? You ever heard of Fantastic Beasts?
Is it a
I think it's
show
like
or is it a movie?
it's a movie. I think it's pre
I've heard
Harry
of it, I
Potter.
think. I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
So I got into those ones. I'm not really into the Harry Potters, but the Fantastic Beasts ones. I'm real big on, like, I don't want to say AI, but the graphics and everything of how everything's
Okay, yeah.
done. You know, the
Mhm.
CGI of everything. Like I'm really big
Yeah.
into how real certain things look.
Mhm.
So I'm like, that's what, I'll
Yeah.
wow, like, go to a movie and you're like, well, that movie sucked. Yeah, but it looked great. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So all right. So what's your favorite music group right now?
Music group. Ooh. You probably won't know them because they're a little more probably a Wallows. They're like more like an indie group right now. I really
Okay.
like them. I like basic artists like Taylor Swift.
So
Trying to
wait,
think
so
who else.
does that mean you're a Swiftie?
Sort of. I'm not like I went to her concert. I'm not like crazy obsessed, but I would call yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Do you do scary movies?
Yes, I like scary movies. I don't watch like terrifying, but like I'll watch scary movies.
Okay.
I
Me and
actually
my
really like scary movies. My friends aren't a big fan of scary
oh
movies, so
yeah,
I
me
don't
and my
want to watch
girlfriend
them.
just like that's what we do. Like we sit there, we watch them, and we look at each other and break it down. Like we just
Yeah.
watched a movie called the Strangers. Did you hear about that one that
Oh
came out?
yeah, the one that just came out.
Yeah.
Oh, how was
So
it?
we
Was it
we
scary?
watched it. It was, I mean, it's literally like the same as the first one from like
The first one was pretty
2008.
scary.
Right. It's literally like that. And so
Oh.
it's one of these where we looked at each other and we always go, if this happened to us, we're just going to die like right away. Right. And she's just like,
Just
yeah,
give it up.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and we agree on zombies too. Like if there's a zombie outbreak, we're like, we might make it a day, maybe two. So, but yeah. So, okay. So what would you say since you know your bike, what would you say you run your PSIs on your tires?
I think it kind of just depends. Sometimes I like to change it up when it comes to tracks, but I don't like them too like hard. I usually do like 65, I think.
Okay.
65, yeah. Because
Okay.
I don't like them too low, but I think that's like pretty low, but I really don't
Right.
like them that hard. But when it
Okay.
comes to like different tracks, I'll adjust them for how I feel.
Right.
Sometimes it helps to go lower, go higher.
Now, how often would you say you change your tires?
Not very often.
Once or twice a season, or?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you have two bikes that you race with, like 20 inches?
I don't, but we are working on building up my like supercross that I just came off of. I might build that one back up just to ride on it a little bit, but because
Okay.
I have a couple spare parts to build up a whole new bike, so
Okay.
I might.
Okay. Now
Mhm.
so even though you're 19, you still continue to race cruiser in class, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Is there any chance
I,
that you would let go of cruiser, or you love it?
yeah, I'm hopefully I'm definitely gonna be done with it after grants. I've
Okay.
been Like, I like doing it, but it gets to be a lot, and I'm getting older, and after Worlds, I kind of just wanted to like not race it again, but me and my dad decided that I'll race Grands and just go for that NAG one again and and then after that, I'm done.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
A good way to like to end it on that.
Yeah.
So now with your cruiser, what type of frame is that one?
It's a Alpha. I still
Okay.
have my Alpha. Yeah, my Alpha from when I was on Alpha. I've only had 2 cruiser frames just because I haven't really like worried too much about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it pretty easy for you to switch back and forth bikes when you go to a national?
Yeah. It took a lot to get used to when I first started cruiser, but now it's pretty easy. I mean, they do both feel very different, and
Right.
I feel different on them. Sometimes I feel way faster on one than the other, but yeah.
Right. I've seen a lot of people, they try to build them so close that you couldn't tell the difference from one to the other. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like the tires and just everything throws me off. I'm like, there's no way you can just say that.
Yeah, mine are like built this like all my stuff is like the same. They just obviously one bike is a 24-inch and one is 20-inch, so it's gonna be a difference.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I guess let's get back to that one question that I had for you. If they made a movie about your life, what do you think it would be called?
That is, I'm trying to think. I was thinking about it and I still can't. Probably just like something with like unexpected, like, I don't know, like my whole like BMX thing, I've like is kind of like inconsistent, I guess, and just I haven't always been like at like the top of my class. So I think it's kind of more my BMX is just like unexpected, like obviously. Yeah. I think that's a good way to explain it.
There you go.
Yeah.
If there was one race you could do over, which race would you choose and why?
Like a national?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't, because every national I feel like has made me better no matter the results.
Right.
Maybe this national in Utah, I didn't completely get the results that I wanted, but I still felt really good. Yeah, I don't really know if I would do over any nationals because they all made me get to where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play one clip, then I'm gonna ask you some questions about it.
Okay.
Let me see if I got it.
At fourth in main moto number 79, 15-16 girl X. Main moto number 80. R70-20 women experts, Reed, Boosted, Sam Hammer, Barrett, Van Rensselaer, Stokes, Palmer, and Sifford. That's going to be your World 7 bike of Kate. V8 Sifford out in front. Sifford leading away. Gold Cup 2, then the World 3. That's Palmer and Boosted battling 2 and 3. Looks like Boosted may have just taken over that 2 spot. Yepper, the World 3. Kira Boosted moving into that 2. Mackenzie Wildchild, Palmer in the 3. So it's going to be Kate. V8 Sifford in there for the win. Boosted in a second. Oh, the 5, then the 3. That'll be Sarah. Sue Slamma Sam Hammer in there for the 3. Oh, that's Boston Reed got 3.
So when she went down in front of you, and you can actually see like the front tire, like literally in front of your bike, what goes through your head there? Are you thinking, "Oh crap, this is I'm going down"?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, in that moment there, I definitely thought I was going down, but I honestly don't know how to survive that one, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, you pushed through, and like all of a sudden, you just took off on them. That was pretty cool. So I saw that, and I was like, I'm gonna play that one. That's pretty cool. So, but okay, so Grands. I've always wanted to go to Grands, but I haven't. What would you say? I always say that from what I get from a lot of people that I've talked to in interview, it's like really, really electrifying. Like you can't explain the atmosphere, but it's bananas up in there.
Yeah, it's crowded, it's loud, it's stressful, it's fun, it's exciting. It's definitely a whole new experience just because you're surrounded by so many people, so many different BMXers that you don't really get to like see like all the time, and it's like it's the biggest race, and it's just it's kind of a little more pressure, but sometimes it's more fun and you have more people to race. So it is definitely a great experience.
Now, well, how old were you when you went to your first Grands?
I went to my first Grands. I think I was 8. So I'm not sure what year that is. Like 2013?
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was my first Grands, and then I didn't go back until 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did 2021, 2022, 23.
Okay. And
Or yeah.
And you've made mains every year since going back to since 21?
No, I only made class mains last November. So 2023, I made all my mains in cruiser and in class, and that was and then the year before that I made my cruiser main.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel running like your cruiser at Grands? Does it feel like is it a whole different competition out there on the cruiser? Like, because you're racing a lot more people.
Yeah. Well, they're all like the same girls. Not all of them, because not all of them race cruiser, but it's like the same. I like racing cruiser at Grands definitely because there's a long pauses during Grands, so it's kind of good to like be able to like race when you like race 2 classes, because you get like bored basically, so you have more races to go
a lot
to.
of downtime. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you don't have to qualify. Do you have to still qualify with cruiser, or can you just race it?
Yeah, it's the same qualifying as as your class bike.
All right. So, once you do or decide to go into the pro level, they do away with the 30-foot line, right? Are you looking forward to that?
I guess, yeah. I've never really. I try not to cut over 30 foot, but yeah, I think it would be. I forgot that that's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay. Let's see here. I guess I pretty much answered most of my questions. A few more. What do you do when, like, have you ever had it to where you had a flat tire when you were at an event, like you popped a tire?
Yes, I've had a flat tire, and I wasn't able to race a main. I think Vegas, 2 years ago. It was really sad, but knock on wood, it hasn't happened. It's happened at Worlds. I got a flat tire, but it was in the morning, so I was able to fix it before I had to go into my pits.
Okay.
But yeah, that was crazy. It was on my cruiser. It got flat, and then we changed it, and then it got flat again, and it was.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
What, did you figure out what it was? Was it the rim, or?
Yeah, it was. I guess my tube was just old. No, because we brought one, and I guess that one was old too. So it was just worn out, even though we never used it. So it just
that makes sense. Because I saw one guy, he had the expensive tubes, and I kid you not, he put 3 of them in back to back to back, and they're just all popped.
Oh wow!
As soon as he inflated them, boom, and we're just looking at him like, bro, those are expensive. You keep buying them. I'm like, you better go get those $8 ones, bro, because whatever. Right,
hey, what works is what works.
Right, So, but all right. So I got a question that I wanted to ask you. It's more of a trivia. So I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to answer these questions. If you get all 10 of these questions right, you will win a Real BMX T-shirt.
All right.
So now let me set my timer. All right. So first question is: in the movie The Lion King, what is Simba's dad's name?
The dad's name? Why don't I know that? I don't know it.
All right. In the 2024 music hit "They're Not Like Us," who was Kendrick Lamar dissing?
They Not Like Us. Drake, right?
Yep. All right. What box CEO stepped down to focus on Send It?
To focus on Send It, step down?
Yeah, he stepped down from box CEO.
Oh, Toby.
There you go. All right. How many spokes are on one rim?
I don't know
20.
that. I don't know that.
Oh man. All right, so we got through 4, and you got 2 right. So that's not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna give you a shirt anyway.
Half. 50-50.
Right. I'm gonna give you a shirt anyway. So we gotta go there. All right. I guess that's pretty much it. I don't want to keep you up from what you're doing. Good luck training. We will be watching you. And,
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem.